Hey man, what it do, YouTube? It's your boy back again with another video. I just seen this post 2 days ago from your boy All City Live. Make sure you go subscribe if you want more news on time. If you want more news on time, All City Live. That's what it look like. I'm gonna show you. Link in the description. You know what I'm saying? All City Live, man. But shooting updates, I haven't been on 2K because of Call of Duty beta. I ain't gonna lie. But let's see what he's talking about. I gotta drop this. Hold on.
Folks over at NBA 2K Labs recently ran a test button shooting versus rhythm shooting. You guys are not going to believe what they found out. If you guys remember correctly, which we'll show you guys in case you don't, Mike Wang said neither button shooting or rhythm shooting should have an advantage over the other. This is going to be a video you guys don't want to miss. I'm curious to know what you guys are using. Do you use the button to shoot? Or do you prefer rhythm shooting? Sound off, share your thoughts in the comments. If any of you guys are new here, consider dropping a like and a sub. Leave your thoughts in the comments section below. Let's get to the video. If you guys are looking for players to run with, you're tired of running with randoms, and you're looking for a crew on NBA 2K26, join the All City 2K Discord. We are the #1 2K Discord outside of NBA 2K's Discord. With over 30,000 members, I'm sure you'll find players to add to your crew, or you'll find a crew to join. If you would like to join one of the All City crews, subscribe to our Discord and we got a spot for you. The link for Discord is in the description below. Join today. All right, so you guys remember, Mike Wang said there wasn't supposed to be any advantage for rhythm shooters over button shooters. Mike Wang also confirmed.
Shit, me. Rhythm shooting way better. I don't convert it myself. You feel me? I had to go, oh, like, man, fuck, I'm going back to my 2K25. It's just way better. I don't know why, but you button shoot do feel inconsistent as hell. Like, and I be cashing out. I be going 8 and 8 in the rec, you know what I'm saying, off the 3-pointer. Cash. But then it be that game where, especially in the theater, oh Lord Jesus, you know you timing that motherfucker right. Shit just don't late. I'm like, I know. And I think this is what I had to deal with. I ain't gonna lie, you can select like, so at 24. When did they add the set shot, the release, the push, the jump? When did they add that? Was it 24, right? It had to be 24. Because I think or was it 23? Y'all let me know in the comments when they added that. When we was able to select the release point and set shot, all that shit, bro, I think that's where they fucked it up at. I ain't gonna lie. Because when we had it in 24, you know, it was a set shot here, push right here. You know what I'm saying? They release like these. And then jump. You already know, jump. You know what I'm saying? It was way more accurate. So if you released it right here, green every time. You know what I'm saying? So
that last year,
I think they need to go back to that next year.
They had an advantage with a much larger green window. And that's not supposed to be the case on NBA 2K26. The test results from the good folks over at NBA 2K Lab found out something very different. First, I'll pull up this Q&A from Mike Wang. Folks asking, how does rhythm shooting and button shooting compare? Mike's response was the goal was to make both rhythm and button shooting viable options, with neither having an advantage over the other. But they are very different mechanics, so it's not really possible to directly compare them. Some will be much better with the button and some will be much better with the stick. Rhythm shooting is definitely more rewarding in my opinion though, and he caps off this statement with a smiley face. And that's mainly because Mike Wang is biased. He prefers rhythm shooting and rhythm shoots everything. Now I would like to make this very clear in this video. I'm having the most fun I've had in the last 5 years on NBA 2K26.
Right.
And I do believe that both button shooting and rhythm shooting are viable shooting options. But the main question that gets answered here in this video is whether one has an advantage over the other. Mainly, does rhythm shooting have an advantage over button shooting?
Rhythm shooting was added to 2K25. You've already talked about how rhythm shooting is different this year, and we kind of need to recalibrate our brains in terms of how to think about it. You've also talked about how you want button and rhythm shooting to both be viable options. What are some factors you would say people should consider when they decide if they want to shoot with the button or with the stick?
It's going to be labbing, I think. It's going to be finding the shot that works for you and finding out like what you're good at. Because it's, I guess my analogy, maybe it's not a good one, but it might be like if shooting with the button is like shooting a free throw, and shooting with the stick is like shooting a deep 3-pointer with maybe a slightly larger basket. It's like one might be easier for somebody and one might be harder for somebody, but it really depends on the person. Like some people are just going to get it. Some people are going to be in rhythm shooting and be like, I understand that tempo is what really matters. I got to get a certain speed in my stick throw to master shooting. And some people are like, I don't get it. I just can't hit a shot. I just see the window. I want to use the button. That's fine. For me, I do rhythm shoot. I rhythm shoot everything. Like, and that's just how I play. But yeah, some people are mixing it up. Some people are just pure button. And that's kind of one of the metrics for me, actually, is internally, what are people doing? What are they gravitating towards to be successful? And I've found that it's really a good mix. So I think we're in a decent spot. And I don't know why I want this, but I think rhythm shooting is cool. And if it was, up to me, everyone would at least try it. But like we said earlier, it's like I didn't want it to be like last year. There was definitely an advantage,
Right?
And there might be an advantage this year if you find it easier because you just happen to understand the mechanic better. But really, you can't go wrong with either.
So if someone's not like you, if they don't like rhythm shooting, it's like you shoot with the button, you're on the level playing field. It's just it's just preference.
And some people are going to be like destroying people on the button, and if you force them to rhythm shoot, they'd probably go 0 for 10. The goal is to make it.
Yeah, at the beginning of this game, I was shooting with square. I ain't gonna lie, shooting with square, going crazy. So I hopped in the goddamn theater, and all my shots is inaccurate. All right, timing my shit right. Oh God, I know my shit. Know my shit by heart. Should be no reason I'm getting earlys and shit. Like, and then I just converted to rhythm shoot because it was just better.
Whether they're equal, I don't know if there's even a way to put a metric behind that, because I don't know how to gauge something that's that different, right? It's just different.
So Mike Wing, he compared the differences between button shooting and rhythm shooting. Button shooting is like shooting a free throw with a standard size basket. Rhythm shooting is like taking a deep perimeter 3-point shot with a slightly larger basket. And from Mike Wang's analogy, a lot of you guys will be thinking,
got the takeover.
well, there isn't much difference there, and neither have an advantage over the other. Mike says he's unable to kind of gauge the metrics for comparing button shooting versus rhythm shooting, but the good folks over at NBA 2K Labs were able to gauge those metrics, and now we're gonna get into exactly.
Hey man, can we fix the actual dunking takeover, please? It shouldn't be no reason blurs the dunking takeover now. Blurs for ankle breakers and getting straight open to the basket, bro. It's for speed moves. Why is the dunking takeover so ass this year? Again.
What they found out. Now let's check out the test results from the good folks over at NBA 2K Lab. And if any of you guys are looking for some of the best jump shots on NBA 2K26, definitely consider getting NBA 2K Lab Premium. Use promo code ALLCITY and save yourself 20%. I'm gonna hit play
After testing each input in the same exact scenario with a modded controller, it turns out that button shooting and rhythm shooting both share the same exact peak make percentage at 87 and 88% respectively.
Now, I just want to kind of clear this up. The peak make percentage will be hitting the center of the green window. NBA 2K Labs uses modded controllers, so they're able to set the exact time where they want that release to happen, hitting the same exact millisecond for every single shot. We'll let this joint continue.
That being said, they are completely different in terms of how they work, and they can't exactly be compared one-to-one. Let's take a look at button shooting. And before we do, just be aware that the reason you won't see 100% make rate from end to end is due to the fact that there are micro timing changes depending on factors like your jump shot animation and the exact distance from the basket. But this particular jump shot that we tested has a green window size of 555 milliseconds to 610 milliseconds. And if you release on the edges of this green window with the button, the make percentage is very low, with percentages of 25 and 24% on the early edge and 23% on the later edge. But as we get to the middle, we can see the 87% make rate at 580 milliseconds, representing a near perfect release. And from 580 to 590 milliseconds, that 10 millisecond stretch basically guarantees a green release.
So I just want to kind of help you guys understand what you're seeing here. The entire green window is from 555 milliseconds to 610 milliseconds. But at the edges of those green windows, they have extremely low make percentages, anywhere from 23 to 25%. The 10 millisecond stretch from 580 to 590 guarantees you guys a green release. But as soon as you guys waver off of that 10 millisecond pure green window, the numbers end up dropping significantly. The two arrows showing you guys if it's just slightly early from that 10 millisecond green window, now you're down to 60%. And if you're slightly late with this particular jump shot, you're down to 45%. I'll let the joint continue on.
Side of that, the drop off in make percentage is pretty significant, falling below 60%, making it much less forgiving than rhythm shooting, and it really only rewards jump shooters with very precise timing. Now let's look at the results for rhythm shooting. On this chart, we can see the push timing on the Y-axis and the tempo timing on the X-axis, and then the make percentage for each combo. combination. The timings are grouped on the right, so whenever you see a slightly early white make, they timed it in that 510 to 530 millisecond range, and so on. For those that don't know, the push timing represents the exact moment you push the stick to start your tempo. So not the flick down to start the jump shot, but the moment you start your way back up. The tempo timing on the x-axis represents how long it takes from that initial push to the release of the stick throw. So a 50 millisecond tempo would mean it takes 50 milliseconds from the moment you start the push timing to the finish of your stick throw. As you can see, there is a ton of combinations where you'll likely see a green release. The ideal timing spot for rhythm shooting would be anywhere from 520 milliseconds to 590 milliseconds on the push timing, and then 35 to 60 milliseconds on the tempo timing, where each combination in that green rectangle sees a make percentage of no less than 60%, with even better releases sitting in the high 70s to 80% make rate. What makes stick shooting even better is the fact that there is very much makeable timings even outside that green rectangle, giving you the ultimate forgiveness.
And that's exactly what makes up the difference between button shooting and rhythm shooting. Mike Wayne.
Hold on now. I feel it. I understand. You know what I'm saying? Because like sometimes you'll quote unquote get the tempo wrong, but they'll still give it to you. Oh shit.
Saying that neither was supposed to have an advantage over the other, but the penalty for going just outside your pure green window is not as significant as it is for button shooters.
Yeah,
Where hitting the early or late
shooting.
edges of a green window for button shooting drops the percentages down to about 20%. Hitting those same edges of the green window for rhythm shooting at its lowest point will drop it down to about 53%. And that's nearly double the percentage for button shooters. And in my opinion, that's clearly an advantage for rhythm shooters. We'll let this joint continue on.
So while we can't exactly quantify the green window size of rhythm shooting, it appears to roughly be 2 times bigger than that of button shooting when considering both push timing and tempo inputs. This is likely why it's considered easier to shoot with the stick over the button.
So there you have it from the good folks over at NBA 2K
It's
Labs.
like,
although you can't quantify the exact size,
bro, it's like it's way more forgiving. That's basically what it is. It's way more forgiving. So like you got a little bit more range with, in our experiences in the theater where I'm cashing. Next game, I'm off like that mid. Late. What? That's fucked up.
of the green window for rhythm shootings, the amount of grace that you guys receive for mistiming your shots is more than double that of button shooters. NBA 2K Labs saying that if you had to kind of make the comparison, rhythm shooters have double the size of a green window. Not to mention, I'm unsure if any of you guys have experienced this, but let me know in the comment section. There's people out there hitting slow tempo shots with rhythm shooting, and that's even more grace for them. Do you guys consider this an advantage? Definitely curious to hear your thoughts. Share them in the comments.
Yeah, a little bit. It's a little advantage. It's not nothing major because you can still make the shot. It's not like you out there breaking, but you got to be a little bit more precise when it comes with square. So yeah, a little bit of advantage. Let me know what y'all use. Like I said, I started off with the square button. I ain't gonna lie, I was still cashing. You know what I'm saying? I was still out there every time. You know what I'm saying? Now I go into the rhythm. It actually just feel like I use what you know what I'm saying? I use how can I say it? I use what feel good at the moment. So if my finger already on the right stick, ain't no reason to take my shit off. Now my shit on the square, guess what? Thank out. Come on. But you know what I'm saying? Hey, game still good. You know what I'm saying? Game still playable. It ain't like 25, nigga. Where you timing it right and you still out there bitch breaking. But I'm out here like y'all goddamn jump shots, man.